south of downtown Buffalo. It is Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park, New York. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. And off we go from Orchard Park. But dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Now the first carry for the younger Cook brother. This is James Cook. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Now Allen on first down. That's taken in. It's James Cook. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. How about this one, too, to start the drive? Mark him off with a gain of 24 and another first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Throwing on second down. It's Allen. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by their rookie linebacker.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong. Let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
Ball rest at the 37. It's first and 10.
Let's go. 12, 10.
Play clock down to 0. That is not the way to start a drive.
On the set. 43 rounds. Let's go now. 45. 0-3. Ready.
Play fake, and now it's Rattler. That's deep for Olave. That is hard. And he will go all the way. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
touchdown. Browning on to kick this one away. Hardman now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. Throwing now. Allen here on first down. And he's got Palmer. It's complete. And he will score. For Josh Allen, a milestone there. TD pass number 200 of his career.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back. Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. On the return is Trey Palmer. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
At their own 23-yard line.
Throwing on first down, it's Rattler. At caught, it's Trevor Etienne. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. But even 20 yards, impressive start to this drive.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
2nd and 10. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And this is incomplete, but it looked like that defender got a head start. Let's check the call. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. Shotgun snap here for Rattler. Left side into the hands of Olave. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. That is a big gainer for the Saints. 31 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
This one complete to Palmer. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
On 2nd down, here's Rattler. That's swung out to Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds, but he has the first down inside the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
You get so caught up defending all of these weapons all over the field, and it's sometimes really easy to forget about the back. And in this case, the quarterback does a nice job just dropping the ball off in his check down, and he lets him do the rest.
That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3.
A gain of 7 brings up 2nd and
Now here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go. Ready?
Etienne trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Now Rattler on 3rd and goal. To the goal line and in. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. That is 2nd touchdown of the game. He's up to 9 now on the year. The kicking team on for the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. Following the touchdown, Browning on to kick this one away.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, here is Allen. Open man downfield, it's Kincaid. Still going. And he will go all the way. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Buffalo. What a luxury to have in an offense. A tight end who can take it down the field like that and take it the distance. Shades of Greg Olsen back in the day.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike, but I think it's clear by now that we all know what's the most impactful position on offense. It's the tight end. And when you have a guy like this who can not only make those difficult catches underneath, but who can get down the field for these big plays, man, you got yourselves a weapon.
Allen working from the pistol. He'll swing that out wide. And he will get into the end zone. The two-point conversion ties this game up.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. And this one sent all the way over the back line. No thought of putting this in the landing area. So it'll come out per the new rule to the 35-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
Higgins sent in motion.
Ready.
On 1st down, it's Rattler. He's got it! And he's got another one! Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. 3 touchdowns for him now in this one. And he's up to 10 on the year. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Following the touchdown, Browning on to kick this one away. We'll go ahead and just cede the touchback here. This ball over the back line. It'll come out to the 35.
319. What's that?
On play action, Allen. He'll air one out for Palmer. That's caught. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Big time play there for Buffalo. 32 yards.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Allen. It's to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Khalil Shakir, the intended target.
It's now 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down. to Cook. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the gun, Josh Allen. He gets this complete to Shakir. 10 yards for number 10 on that one, and it's 1st and 10.
That's good for the Bills. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Allen to throw. They'll set up the screen to Cook. And he's in. James Cook. Touchdown, Bills. And make it 3 in the first. He has thrown 3 first-quarter touchdowns. An incredible start to this one.
It really is incredible, Mike, and I'm not sure really what word there is better to describe it. This is just truly a special performance we're seeing today. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited what the next 3 quarters have in store.
Passes kick is good. So after one, all even on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. This one crushed. It's over the back line of the end zone. Touchback. And the ball's coming out to the 35. On 1st down, here's Rattler. That's complete to Etienne. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. It's 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
1st down throw for Rattler. He connects with Palmer on that one. And he will score! Trey Palmer. Touchdown Saints. That is 2nd TD catch of the season. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Following the touchdown, Browning on to kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Here's Allen now on 1st and 10. He'll air one out for Palmer. Oh, an ill-advised throw there. It's an interception. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27-yard line.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
Yellow. Red. Hut.
The carry here for Etienne. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Red, set.
Here's Rattler now on second down. This one, batted away. It's incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time. When you're around the ball on defense, good things are going to happen. And this is a great example. He's not able to secure the interception, but the next best thing is he gets his hand on the ball, and it falls harmlessly incomplete.
It is third and long.
Ready, ready.
Out of the gun, Rattler. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Down.
On 1st and 10, it's Rattler. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
On the ground, here's ETN. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A pickup there of 13. It's good for a Saints first down.
A gain of 13 yards. And the
60 red.
Saints first down.
Ready.
From the gun, here's Rattler. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment.
Ready, break.
From the 23, here's 2nd and a yard.
Blaster. Set.
Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. Escaping to his left. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Blaster.
They'll run here with Edwards. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Right, 97. Here we go. Here we go. Cut.
To throw on 2nd down is in trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Terrell Bernard getting in there to bring him down. His 1st sack of the season. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Right, 60. Set.
Operating from the gun, it's Rattler. That one taken in. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. This is quickly turning into a virtuoso performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. They'll line it up to kick the extra point. It's up and good. The Saints add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Following the touchdown, Browning on to kick this one away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. An unbalanced look to the left here on 1st down. Now it's Allen. That's complete to his tight end. It's Dawson Knox. So, from the 25, it's second and 5.
Brings up second and 5 at the 25-yard line.
So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this second down play.
Alert! Look out! 319! That's it!
Play action. Chase Young gets him for a loss of 4. And that'll set up third down.
Well, as they face this possible 3 and out following that second down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed.
Blue striker. Here we go. Set. Cut.
Throwing on first down, it's Rattler. He'll get this complete to his man out of the backfield. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
16 yards.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, New Orleans.
A gain of 16 yards.
Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. Oh, looking end zone, but is out of the reach of the receiver and incomplete.
It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
We'll try again. It's second and 10.
Down. Ready.
Shotgun snap here for Rattler. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Spencer Rattler sacked. A loss of 7 yards. And it's third down. Third and long.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long.
Ready. 60 red. Red. Cycle. Set. Cut.
Off play action. Here's Rattler. That one intercepted. Picked off by Christian Benford. And he will be taken down, but there is a penalty flag down. A silly penalty may erase the turnover. Down at the 12. It's first and 10.
Set.
Here's Etienne. Ooh. And a strong first down run. A pickup of 9. Setting up second and short. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Now it's second and 1.
Drill. 52. Here we go. Set.
They'll try to run this one in. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. Second and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it third and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
Ready.
Now Etienne, and he barrels his way into the end zone. Trevor Etienne, touchdown Saints. His second rushing touchdown of the year. The extra point is good, and the Saints are going to extend their lead.
Bills 21.
Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. Samuel going to see what he can do. And And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Now Allen on first down. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, I think at this point, anytime you find yourself in a situation like this, your passing game has to just be thrown out altogether. I think right now it turns into a, let's just execute our run, let's just try to get out of this game healthy and move on. I mean, this is 4 consecutive drives that have ended with an interception. I mean, it's almost unheard of. It tells me it's more than just a lack of execution. This quarterback right now is having some confidence issues. He's not seeing the field great, and they need to have a complete reset.
This one is good. He knocks it through. So we're at halftime, and Greg and I will be back right after this. It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway.
Ready. Black swap. Here we go. Set. Ready.
They'll run. It's ETN. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. This last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Ready. Cut, cut.
Now it's Rattler. Now a screen set up for ETN. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. That screen goes for 12, and that's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Set. Cut.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. Ready.
To throw, it's Rattler. We'll get that complete to Mason Tipton. 11 yards on the pass there. It's good for a Saints first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
set.
From the 34-yard line, here's second and 8.
Set, ready. Blue 32. Set, go.
Play fake, and now it's Rattler. That's to the tight end, Elijah Higgins. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. 23 yards on that pass play. First down, New Orleans.
Here we go. Set, cut.
There's a run going left, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan,
That is caught by the tight end, Elijah Higgins. Touchdown, New Orleans. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
and Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ball game.
Point after try forthcoming. He gets it to go. Saints will add one more onto their big lead. Following the touchdown, Browning on to kick this one away. That ball going to hop into the end zone. It's a touchback that will come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. From the gun, throw here for Allen. This one, downfield for Kincaid. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, the one thing that we used to say is it didn't matter how good you were or how long you played. Eventually, you were just going to have one of those days, and I think for this quarterback, he's got to be able to move on from this pretty quickly because this is about as bad a day in the office as you can imagine.
Ready, ready. Hut.
They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Got it.
Second and 11.
Claws red. Come on, set.
Back to throw is Rattler. Headed left, buying time. He's going to tuck it and go.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Here now, third and 5.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
Looking to throw is Rattler. This one intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Taylor Rapp. And the Bills are going to take possession here at their own 33.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. They'll start on the ground with Cook. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Allen now on 2nd down. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. footwork in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And it'll be second down. To the air is Allen. And more of the same. Another interception. And the Saints are going to have it. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line.
Ready. Opposite. Green. Set.
His drive will start on the ground. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
That's complete to Etienne. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. First and 10.
Set. Hut. Hut. Hut.
Edwards now on first and 10. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
The 48-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
On the ready. You. Yellow. Here we go. Set. Hut.
Out of a gun. Rattler. And that'll be incomplete on what turns out to be the final play of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up to third and 3.
Ready. Ready.
Fourth quarter begins on the ground. But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up fourth down. On fourth down, Jack Browning is on to punt. Nicole Hardman deep to return. And no return for some. It's a touchback and come out to the 20-yard line. On first down, it's Allen. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Chase Young. What a first month he is putting together. That's his 4th sack already.
They just have to be better on first down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on first down. That is the best down in football to attempt to pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Moving to his left. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. And third down coming up. From the gun, it's Allen. He'll take a shot for Watson. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been,
and he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. So they make the decision on fourth down to try to go for it. Instead, it goes back the other way for a pick 6.
Yeah, and anytime you go for it on fourth down, you're saying, hey, we don't mind rolling the dice and taking some chances. In this case, it backfires. The defense is able to capitalize, and they take it all the way back the other way.
And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line.
20-yard line.
It's not enough. You solid, flat, but it's not enough. You better reach them, but it's not enough. Say bigger than myself.
319! What is that?
To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
I think all of us up here in the booth were curious, how is this quarterback going to bounce back following the pick six? And a lot of guys come back and they're very conservative and they just want to dink and dunk because they're scared to throw another pick. Well, we found out pretty quickly. Not this guy. He's going to continue to attack the ball downfield, and he's looking to make big plays any chance he gets.
And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
What's that? Look out!
3rd and a yard. Allen. He'll let this one rip, looking for Watson. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. A gain of 48.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Brown 80! Look out!
To throw again, it's Allen. That is going to be called in. He's got it. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Buffalo. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Allen leading the Bills to the line for this 2-point try.
Brown 80! What's that?
They'll try it with Cook, and he's not going to get in. The decision to go for 2 doesn't pay off, unable to cut any further into the deficit. And give them credit, they are not mailing this one in. They'll try to get it back with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the Hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
Shot! 17! Let's go now!
A play fake. They'll throw with Rattler. The man down the field. It's Olave. And he cannot be stopped. He's into the end zone again. Chris Olave. Touchdown Saints. He is having a performance to remember. That is 5 touchdowns for him in this one game. Following the touchdown, Browning on to kick this one away. Samuel going to see what he can do. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Throwing now, Allen here on 1st down. And more of the same. Another interception. Picked off by Justin Reed.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you jump the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry.
And he's got nowhere to go. That's defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up fourth down. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Samuel, going to see what he can do. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Allen working from the pistol. That one on target to Watson. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
And the Bills, first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Cook gets it out of the pistol. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
A little surprising to see them keep the ball on the ground, especially given the situation, Mike. I mean, you're trailing. You haven't had a lot of success running the ball up until this point. They need chunk plays. They need to score, and they need to score fast.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Play action now, and here's Allen. And he's got Homer. It's complete. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
That's good for a Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
First and 10, and it's Allen. He'll find Shakir open right side. And he's close to it on a first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 27-yard line.
To the air on 2nd down. Here's Allen. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. We'll try and run here with Cook. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing, and another loss of yards.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Down. 10 black.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one a win for the visiting Saints. They finish off the first month of the season perfect.
thought they wouldn't meet. Shawty seen everything, and you know she got 'em beat. Cause a side ain't in the streets. She ain't the one to play with you. Her DMs, they be silent like bass hitters. And mother fellas, they be seeing